What up, y'all? It's your host with the most that stay fly from coast to coast, the host of the Too Fly Podcast. And I had a lot of people coming my way asking me, Tommy, how did you get your podcast out to the world like that? You know, your podcast is featured on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Podcaster, the list goes on and on. And people want to know, how did I get out there like that with my podcast show? Well, here's the answer, people. Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is where you need to go for all your hosting podcast needs. It's your whole site to get all your shows out there to the world like I get my shows out to the world. Buzzsprout is definitely the way to go, people. They're here for you. They're here for me. There's a link in the description below. You get a discount and all, man. So what you waiting on? Why you still listening to me? Go start your own podcast and make sure to show love back to your boy Tommy.
Rapid Fire Entertainment.
You are now tuned in to the Too Fly Podcast with your host, Tommy Too Fly, fueling independent creativity and broadcasting without boundaries. Yeah. Yeah. Too fly for your homie. And we back with another episode of the Too Fly Podcast. Thank everyone for tuning in for episode 3. For guys who don't know, for ladies who don't know, shout out for episode 1, the story of Fly by Design. Make sure y'all go back and listen to that one. Episode 2, Purpose Over Pressure. One of my favorites so far. So make sure y'all go back and check that one. And right now, we on episode 3. So what can you expect from episode 3? Well, it's the fight that men have, the silent fight that a lot of men have with mental health issues. And also, it's about my own personal mental health issues. And we're going to be going into full details about the hit single off Fly by Design Book 2, the album, which is out now on all music streaming platforms. The song titled Standing. We're going to do a whole lyrical breakdown of Standing also today. So without further ado, before we get into the music part of everything today, I want to slow things down and speak from the heart. Lately, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on life, on my purpose, and most of all, my mental health. Which brings us into one of our major topics for today. Men's mental health, and also what I've been going through for as my own mental health problems. I think as men, we don't talk enough about this, especially as men, man. We're taught to hold it in, push through, and not show any signs of weakness. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, silence can feel heavier than the truth. And I'm going to keep it real. There was moments over the last couple of years where I didn't feel like myself. Have you ever hit a point where things you used to love stop bringing you joy? Like showing up and going through the motions, but the passion ain't there no more. You know what I'm saying? There's actually a name for that, y'all. It's called anhedonia. I hope I pronounced that right. Anhedonia is one of the signs of depression. And while I don't always want to admit it, but I was there, y'all. I was literally there. Making music, producing shows, trying to run my own indie label. All these things used to fuel me, make me feel good, man. Playing video games when on my downtime, being in my own little personal world, spending time with the kids. But all of that had to pause. You know what I mean? I had to get back in tune with myself. I had to remind myself of why I started this journey in the first place. And if you're feeling like that too, like you lost your spark. You know what I mean? Like you just lost your sense of being you. I just want you to know it's okay. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And especially for black men and for creatives, we often carry more than people can see. And because our grind is so tied to our identity, when the fire starts to dim, it hits hard, homie. It hits deep. But healing doesn't always look like isolation, you know? Sometimes healing starts with opening up. Even if it's just to one person. Even if it's just right here, right now. Kind of like what I'm doing for y'all right now, you know? So, if this message finds you in a heavy place, I want to encourage you to reach out, call a friend, text someone, or even just take a mental health day to check in with yourself. Because love yourself. Because even if no one else does, you love yourself, homie. And things feel really dark sometimes. If things is feeling really dark for you, please know there's help out there. Talk to a therapist. Reach out to a support line. Your story is not over. You matter. And I want everyone to know that. You matter. No matter what. If you pray into a higher God, keep that faith in that God, you know? But you matter. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that. I'm telling you from personal experiences. Like a couple of years ago, man, I had my moment where I felt like I wasn't nothing. Like I couldn't be counted on no more. I didn't even trust myself no more. When it came to songwriting and making music and producing and talking to people and building connections, none of that was fun for me no more. Like I lost all of that. Like it didn't feel good at all. Watching my favorite movie, I love anime. Watching my favorite anime, even the classics like Dragon Ball Z or something. You know, I used to throw that on. You know, even when I'm feeling down and out, it brought a smile to my face. So I was like, I'm gonna be good. And you know, you take your moment, you take your little woosah, and you get back to doing what you love. But at this time, a couple of years ago, ladies and gentlemen, that woosah moment never came. It just got worse and worse and worse until I felt like I was nothing. And I got to that point where I was like, it's time to check out. Like, I'm ready to leave. I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. I'm tired. You know what I mean? I got to that headspace. What's the word? Anhedonia. I looked it up. Y'all can look it up. Hopefully, I said it right. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but I'm gonna spell it out for y'all. All right, bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Anhedonia. It is. Let me see here. It is ANHEDONIA. Make sure y'all look that up if you're dealing with things that I'm discussing right now. Like if you got love for things and all of a sudden the love don't live here anymore. That's probably one phase of depression that you're going through that I found out that I was going through. And I actually, I did the therapy thing for a second. Need to get back into it. But when I did do it, it helped. It really did. Because it felt like I just wanted to share and speak my realness to somebody. Like, I didn't really care if they feel like they understood where I was coming from. It was more so me in a good, safe space to say it out loud. For someone just to actually listen, you know? But that's my take on it. As far as one of the ways I try to deal with my depression. But I got some resources for you guys out there too, if you're listening. So we have the national hotline that you can reach out to, 988 Suicide Crisis Line. You can call and text them. National Alliance on Mental Health Illnesses. Let's see the number for that, 1-800-950-NAMI, N-A-M-I, National Alliance on Mental Health Illnesses. So at 1-800-950 and 6264. And if y'all want to text, it's 741-741. Yeah. And the crisis text line, text home to 741741. But let's get more specific. Let's see, we got Heads Up, dedicated to helping men fight depression. And then we got Man Therapy.org. You can look them up. Sometimes, let's see, provide resources, therapy, and search tools and self-awareness. Then we got Therapy for Black Men, which this is one currently I'm thinking about pursuing and getting into. But culturally component mental health resources for Black men. Find therapists, read articles, and get the community support that you need, And for artists and creatives, it's a site called Backline.care. Mental health and wellness resources specifically for people in the music industry and entertainment, creative industry. So that might be a good one to reach out to too, especially if you're an artist like me or doing things like being an artist, an entertainer, let's see, a rapper, a singer, a dancer, everything in that category. That might be a good reach out for mental health for you as well. They got apps that help support mental health. You got the Calm app, which I use Calm before. I like it. The best thing ever if you want to go to sleep with some nice melodies and meditation. Calm is good. Headspace, I just heard about that one, but it's definitely another meditation and stress release app. Mood Fit, I think that was more like a track mood, and then Talkspace and Better Health. And like I said, I used Better Health before. It's pretty good, and it's good on the wallet too if you got the right insurance. So certain insurance, it'll take it. So that's some things for y'all to look out to and reach out to and get that help that you need, man. Woo! Now that's all of that. It's out the way. Let's up the mood a little. Let's get back to my new single that I just released called Standing. Well, not just released. It's been out for a good 2 to 3 months. And it's the leading single off the album, Fly by Design. It got placed on a couple of playlists, as a matter of fact, and I didn't even reach out. It just got locked in because I think a lot of people can relate to the song itself. So that's always a good thing. But like I said, album out now, Fly by Design, Book 2, ladies and gentlemen, on all music streaming platforms. And if you're not in the mood to check the whole album out, again, Standing, self-alone releases out there as well, so you can just hear the song. And if you like the song, then I advise you to go back to the album. You gotta plug it, right? You gotta plug it. Also, the descriptions below in the comment sections of the podcast. If you looking, the link will be there. Just click the link. Bam! Instant access. Instant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the song called Standing. Like I said, it's a single off the Fly by Design Book 2. And what I'm about to do is I'm about to break down the lyrics to this song and why it means so much to me and why it's so deeply rooted. And I think it inspires a lot of other people as well. I'm giving it the reason why it's taken off the way it is. So far as the first verse, I'm actually going to do a little snippet for y'all, and then I'm going to go in a couple of details about the bars of it. So I want y'all to sit tight, and let's play verse 1. Let's do that first, and then we're going to come back and break down the rest of the song and verse 1. Y'all ready? Y'all ready, right? All right. Let's drum roll. came to the fork in the road and went straight. I'm used to the pain, I'm used to the hate. Adapt to the pressure, I'm used to the weight. Battle with depression due to my mind state. Came from the state where slaves had to escape. On their journey, they had to keep the faith. So when I'm rapping, makes my soul feel free. That's how I find the freedom in me. Free to express, free from the stress, free from the job, free from the debt, free as a bird, free with the words. Become one with myself, calming my nerves. Fly by design, feel the visual. Boy, you one fly individual. Maybe a little shaky on the landing, but somehow, some way, homie, I'm still standing.
Feel so blessed, I'm grateful. Weathered it all, still standing. Tripped a couple times, now balanced. Shook it off, I got a plan and never stop reaching, seeking. If you fall, keep believing. Life's so demanding. All that matters, still standing.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Still standing, standing tall. That was verse 1 off of Standing. So let's get right into it. The first line. I came to the fork of the road and went straight. I'm used to the pain, I'm used to the hate. So the fork in the road line is where you're stuck and you can either go left or you can go right. But they never said you can go straight. So I'm stuck and I'm just going to keep going straight. Even though straight is not a logical choice, it's not there, I'm still going straight. I'm used to the pain, I'm used to the hate. So I'm used to being hated on. I'm used to being tossed aside, so to speak. I'm used to someone trying to prey on me or do me dirty. I'm used to it, you know what I mean? And then the next line, adapt to the pressure. I'm used to the weight. Basically, I'm always feel like I'm being held down, pushed down, or something's always challenging me. Will it be physically, mentally, or spiritually? It feels like it's always a weight pushing me, and it gets to a point where you're used to feeling like someone's always doing that. And to get back to earlier in the episode where we talk about mental health and my mental health issues, battle with depression due to my mind state. So I'm just talking about everything that's pretty much going on in my life and my mind state and how it's a little shaky. A lot of stuff is going on, but you know, you gotta, what else you gonna do? You gotta live, right? So you gotta battle your demons. Came from the state where slaves had to escape. I'm originally from South Carolina. Y'all already know how racism go in South Carolina. I'm pretty sure I don't even have to explain the backstory on racism in the state of SC. And on my journey, and on their journey, they had to learn how to keep the faith. So I'm basically, going along with them. Like, I need to find a reason. If they can find a reason to keep their faith during that time, during those days, dealing with slavery, then I should find a way to keep my faith as well. And basically, I talk about my joy and what I feel when I'm rapping, when I'm being an MC, where I'm doing my thing, where I'm on the grand stage, so to speak, or when I'm recording. When I'm rapping, it makes my soul feel free. That's how I find the freedom in me. Free to express, free from the stress, free from the job, free from the debt, free as a bird, free with the words, becoming one with myself, homie, calming my nerves. Please, I know y'all can feel that one. I know for sure everyone can relate to those 4 bars right there, you know? And then to end everything, fly by design, feel the visual. Boy, you one fly individual. Maybe a little shaky on the landing, but somehow, some way, I'm still standing. Man, I gotta clap for that one. Can I get some claps for that one? For real, y'all. But yeah, fly by design, feel the visual. Basically, I want you to picture what I'm saying. And then I'm giving myself confidence, saying, boy, you one fly individual for thinking of this. And then the last 2 lines is very important. Maybe a little shaky on the landing, but somehow, some way, I'm still standing. It's definitely been a long journey to get to this spot in my life. So it's been completely shaky and a little iffy on the landing, but at the same time, I felt like I still land. It might look awkward. It might look goofy. It might not look quite right, but at the same time, I'm still standing and I still hit the landing. Let's go into the next verse, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that was verse 1. So this is verse 2. And I'm just going to pick out a few bars out of the next couple of verses. The starting 2 bars of verse 2. Spiritual journey. I'm trying to grind in my roots. A lot of y'all ain't fit to walk a mile in my boots. It's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm trying to get more in touch with myself, my mental, my ancestors, my God. I'm trying to get in touch more spiritually with myself. And also do a little shadow work on the side. Just trying to learn myself more. So I'm grinding in my roots. And I seen a lot of people, do a lot of things, but a lot of people don't know my story, and I'm leaking bits and pieces of it, but no one really listens sometimes, and they don't pick up the pieces. So I'm just telling people like, yo, walk a mile in my shoes and see how it is. And then I have let's skip a couple of lines. Let's see. Inside scoop, lost a lot of friends, broke as hell, no money coming in, suicide thoughts, wanted to all end. I was nice with the bars, but I got no fans. Now let's run it back. Inside scoop, basically, tune in. I'm about to tell y'all some stuff about myself. Lost a lot of friends. Now, if you listen to the first episode of the podcast, which go back and listen to, Fly by Design Story, my circle of friends is very small. It's not really a massive circle. I would say, man, you can probably count my friends. If I had to count friends, it's probably you can do it on 2 hands. 2 hands tops. You can probably count my friends on 2 hands tops. But I digress. But yeah, I don't have a lot of friends. And then I made the move from South Carolina to the state of Connecticut, and I kind of lost a lot of friends, but they wasn't really friends in the first place. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm hitting at on that line. Broke as hell. Like I also stated on the previous first 2 episodes, I was struggling with the income. Gained a master's degree, try to get a job, and got turned down for most of my jobs. And they saying I was overqualified. And then when I tried to dumb down to get like a normal job or like a regular 9 to 5, they was like, I think the age start to play a factor. Like they want a young and dumb person to come in and do the job, instead of someone who has a mind that understands what's going on out in the world. But I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just stating how I felt in the song. So yeah, really no money coming in. The struggle got real. Then back to what we talked about earlier, the mental health aspect of everything. Suicide thoughts, wanted to all end. Like I said, I was done. I was tired. I'm tired. I was like, I want to give up. I can't do this shit anymore. That was the point I was at. And then, I thought about my music career and where I'm going with my music career. I was nice with the bars, but I got no fans. Now, I'm not saying I don't have fans, but I don't have a lot of fans. And I don't have a lot of true fans. So, I do got some. And I respect and I love the ones I got. I do. And this is the reason why I'm here doing the podcast. But at a down moment, when you feeling down and out, you make statements like this, Basically, that's all I wanted to kind of point out in verse 2. Well, let's pick out about 2 more bars in verse 2. 2 more. So here I go again. I hope you listen in. This is for my haters, friends, and my kin. So, talking to people, getting advice throughout the years. I had a lot of people saying, man, you need to leave the rap thing alone, leave the music thing alone, focus on your career, man. At this point, you're out age right now. You can't be rapping at the age you're rapping at. You got to do something. You got to start focusing in on your family and making sure everything is taken care of, you know. So you gotta do that. You gotta make sure everything is legit. So yeah, so here I go again. Hope you're listening. I'm basically spitting back at them like, yeah, okay, that's real, but I love this. So here I go again. I hope you're listening. This is for my haters, my friends, and my kin. And I heard feedback from every aspect of it. You know, some of my friends said maybe rapping ain't the thing. Maybe that wasn't what you're supposed to do. And then, you know, I have family members saying, you need to change it up. Let's focus on something else. So that's where I'm at with that one. Let's go to verse 3 breakdown. So yeah, verse 3. The cherry on top. I love to finish songs with a little bow on top. So let's see what we gonna talk about. The bars. This one. Tell me to fly on the rise. See the pain in my eyes. Don't trust these guys. They all full of lies. The death of J Swab. You can hear my cries. My dog from the start. It hurt my heart. Use that pain. Put it back in my art. My heart. My soul. Back to the music. Still keep it real. And I still love to do this. Woo. Okay. So, Tommy to Fly on the Rise, basically me getting back to doing what I love, back writing music, working with artists, just being me, just planning and plotting and masterminding and being the entrepreneur that I am. Seeing the pain in my eyes, you can kind of see what I've been through. Kind of want y'all to picture it, like as you listen to the song, I want you kind of envision like, oh yeah, he been through a lot. Don't trust these guys, because this line is so important. Like, in the music industry, or you trying to get into the music business or anything, there's always someone trying to sell you a dream, and I'm so sick of it. They're always trying to sell you something. They're trying to mark up something, and don't trust these guys, please. Don't pay attention to them. Just keep your grind, keep focused, and keep pushing forward. They all full of lies. And that's working with people, or people coming to you with random things, telling you random stuff. Man, this world is so corrupted. You just gotta push forward. And then the death of J Swab. So at this time when I was writing the song lyrics, my homie Jamie Baxter died. And it hurt so bad. The death of J Swab, you can hear my cries. So that line is self-explanatory. And then I go kind of deeper into my dog from the start. It hurt my heart. So I'm just kind of explaining the pain that I had. Then I'm talking about that pain and I'm using it. So I use that pain, put it back in my art, which is my artist making music and working with artists and being a producer and just being a creative mind. So that's me putting my heart back into it. And back to the music. Then I said, still keep it real, and I still love to do this. So even though I have my mental health issues where I was just tired of just being alive and thinking about suicide and all the craziness, even through all of that, you know, I will still keep it real, and I still love to do this. I still love to make music. And now to end it with that big cherry on top, like I said earlier, the big cherry. But the fall wasn't part of the plan. No matter what, I still stand. So going back, rewinding, when I first started doing music and making plans to be like, I wanted to be like a multi-selling artist when I first started out. When you're young, that's what you want. You want the glory, you want the fame. But the fact, as I live and grow and learn different things and experience different things, you go through a lot. And all the L's that I took in, all the L's that I take, for everything, man, from my personal issues to dealing with certain people, just being knocked off my journey, my roster, just trying to get back and focus on doing what I love again. Me taking a fall was not part of the plan, ladies and gentlemen. I always felt like it was gonna be a lot of troublesome going, trying to make it into this game, but I never expect for me to take a hit and take a fall the way I did. You know what I mean? But that was never ever part of the plan. And I'm pretty sure anyone out there in the world taking strides to be who they is and get to their glory, so to speak, did not plan to have such a fall from grace that they felt like they couldn't come back from. But no matter what, I still stand. Basically, I get back up. I took my lick, I got back up. And that's what it all comes down to. So at the end of the day, I'm still standing. Shout out to the homie Bliss. He made the beat. He came up with the hook. All I had to do is just sprinkle my words into that. And this song is very relatable to a lot of people. So I appreciate the love and support. Please continue supporting me on this. Like I said, Standing, once again, is available on all music streaming platforms. So go check it out. Go download it. Enjoy the music. And also, it's featured on my new album that I just released not too long ago, Fly by Design Book 2. But also, you can check out Fly by Design Book 1. But all of that will be in the description below. So you can find what you're looking for by just clicking the link, and it's taking you directly to my music, my content. Thank you all again for tuning in to another episode of the Two Fly Podcast. I hope to see y'all come back again. Share the episode with your friends. If you got anyone dealing with mental health issues, especially your men in your life, let them hear this episode. Let them hear some of the resources. Also, some of the resources will be listed in the description section below. I don't have a bonus song to share with you guys today. I know y'all expecting Standing to be at the end of the podcast, but it's not, because I already kind of shared it on episode 1, I believe it was. But like I said, y'all can also get it off of streaming, Spotify, your Apple Music. Y'all know all the goodies. But anyway, I want to say thank you again for tuning in. Look forward to episode 4. What we gonna do on episode 4 is something so special. I'm doing a dedication episode to my homie J Swab and Mr. Fi, aka Tone. For y'all who don't know who those is, by their stage name, their government name, it's Jamie Baxter and Anthony Terrell Johnson. That will be featured on the next episode of the Two Fly Podcast. We're just gonna dedicate the time and what their life meant to me, and we're gonna dive deep into their music and who they are. And I can't wait to that episode because I miss those guys so much. But again, thank y'all for the love and support. Your boy Tommy Two Fly out. Until the next episode, Two Fly for ya, homie. Gone.
Yo, hip-hop fans, are you ready for that real 90s style vibe with a fresh new twist? Introducing Tommy Two Fly, the indie artist bringing back raw bars, dope hooks, and storytelling that hits deep. A true hip-hop believer. Real music, real stories, straight from the heart. Y'all ready? Let's go. Whether you love that classic boom-bap flow or southern hip-hop soul, Tommy Two Fly delivers every time. His beats slap, his lyrics hit, and his energy is unmatched. The combination of the down-south accent with the up-north flow. Stream now on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and more. Follow Tommy Two Fly on all his social media. Don't wait till later. Tap in now and catch these bars. Tommy Two Fly, the future of hip-hop is here. It's a reason for him to be fly by design. Two Fly season is among us.